I left work on Thursday afternoon, and later that evening I got a call saying that the power had went out. In fact, had went out at Cheshire location here, the women's facility, but that things were covered. It was running pretty smoothly at that point. By Friday morning, things changed pretty dramatically. Our Women's Center has the Child Development Center here on site that all of our families access. And because the power was out and the generator did not work as we thought, we had to close the Child Development Center for all services immediately. In the course of time that the center had to be closed, we figured out that about 65 families were affected by that closure. So Friday, the maintenance team got everything in place that they could possibly put in place to heat the facility up. It had gotten pretty cold, and we needed to bring in a lot of portable heaters and a portable generator. By now we have about 8 staff on hand scrambling around trying to get this all in place as quickly as possible. Finally, on the third day of the power outage, it was becoming more and more apparent that the struggle to keep the building warm enough to meet the needs of the clients was increasingly difficult. And the families had been working really hard. The moms had been working incredibly hard to ensure that their kids were staying warm, keeping them extra bundled. We had all kinds of extra blankets. They were staying in TV rooms where we could really centralize the heat to that area to ensure that they were warm enough at night. They were putting extra blankets on them and just really, cuddling with them and keeping them as warm as possible. We had safe heaters, but nonetheless, there's portable heaters everywhere. So the moms are managing that to ensure that kids are not anywhere near those heaters and just really starting to get to a point where the stress level was increasing for the moms and their children. We got everybody on site and started to talk about really what was going to be in their best interest, and determined that even though it would be incredibly inconvenient and include a lot of time, we would take action and set up a house that we had just purchased. We call it the Marlowe House, and we had purchased it for a treatment housing program that had not yet opened. So it was vacant and available, but it was literally vacant. It had almost nothing in it, and it required us to get a team of staff together to literally go out in the middle of difficult, bad weather already, to purchase all of the items that they would need on site for that house. So literally air mattresses, high chairs, portable TV things so the kids could watch those, activities for them to do, all the food that would be necessary for the house for the weekend. We purchased portable cribs. We purchased some actual little beds for the kids to use, and really just wanted them to be as comfortable as possible. We brought in a large amount of staff on a weekend, so staff responded and they were great. But again, it was moving everything into that residence to ensure that we could meet the needs of the clients and kids who we were sending there was very, very intensive. Fortunately, after a very long day, we managed to get the house up and going, which meant then we needed to orchestrate moving everybody from the Cheshire location, having them pack up their essentials, quote unquote, and for both themselves and their children. About 15 individuals moved to the house with their children. All the years that I've done the work, this was one of the most stressful situations that I've ever encountered, to ensure that my responsibility to meet these families' needs could happen quickly and in a way that would meet their need. It is imperative that we find a way that we're able to ensure that these situations don't occur again, so that we have the backup power that's necessary to run the facility, because we do have such a well laid out plan to move the rest of the facilities to this location should this occur again. And in our area, it seems as though the likelihood of that is definitely there going forward.